I'm Kaustubh Chaudhary from Strafe Esports. You can call me KC. And first of all, I would like to start out by saying Happy New Year, even though we're well into February now. And also, congratulations on your Champions win last year.
Thank you.
So, starting off with some simple questions like what are your expectations from you and your team heading into this new season? How are you feeling? What's the mentality at right now?
Yeah, definitely. I think high expectations. I think it's warranted. We have a lot of winners on our team, um, and I think everyone at their peak is very good. So I think the main thing right now is getting everyone to be at their peak.
Okay, so now Riot has announced the changed in format for this new season. So, what are your thoughts on this new format and also the scheduling around this new format?
Yeah, a lot less games. I don't like it personally. Um, I'd rather play a lot more games. I think it's better for viewership. But for us as a team, it just means that we have to come out of the gate swinging right away. You don't really get too many chances to kind of like warm up, I guess. The qualifiers double a limb, so I guess you get like one game to warm up if you lose, I guess. But you definitely you don't get too many chances.
Okay, now for some questions directed to you specifically. You've just moved into an IGL role when you came into NRG. So, how do you feel? How do you feel being an IGL? How do you think you've adapted from your old play style to being an IGL now?
Um, it's it's pretty similar to what I did before. I was always like right under the IGL, helping them call. So it's kind of just like a step up, I guess, from what I've always done. It's difficult getting used to it, but luckily I have a good team around me to help me out, and yeah, it's definitely good if you have a lot of good players around you as an IGL. It makes the job way easier for sure.
Okay, so last season you were playing under Boostio, and he was the IGL at EG. So this time, when it's your turn to be the IGL, it's your turn to lead the team. How do you think your philosophy is different from his, or and how does your play style actually differ or even evolve from him? Maybe.
Um, I'm not sure. I mean, I wasn't in his head really, but as like just I guess like a player with him, he was very I'd say loose, and it also helped too on EG. We were definitely all on the same page, um, basically all the time. So like there was some moments in some games where like before he even made a call, kind of like everyone knew what to do, because we've just seen it so many times. So like let's just say like, there was like certain ult plays, and like as soon as we saw an ult on the board, like we knew exactly what the call was going to be. So that helps a lot. But that also takes a lot of time too. It didn't start off like that. So definitely, I think it's just gonna take a little bit of time to work out um, all the kinks, and then you know, I think, like I said before, it also helps a lot when the team is really good and everyone's good individually. It's it's not like you're starting completely fresh.
Okay, so now you're going to face Furia in your first match in the coming tournament. So, what are your expectations and your predictions for that particular matchup against Furia?
Yeah, it's hard to say versus teams you've never seen play. It'd be much easier if it was like the end of last year, right? Let's say we were playing a team that have played like 3 events. It'd be much easier to gauge how you think it would go. But these games, you have no info on the other team at all, so you kind of only have to worry about your own team, which is a good thing. As long as you make sure your team is the best you can be, then I'm sure we'll turn out fine.
And follow-up question to that: what are your thoughts on the other teams in the group, namely Cloud9 and MIBR?
Um, Cloud9 played a little bit in I think it was the Ludwig tournament. Um, and they didn't show too much promise. But like all these other teams, I mean, we're all just practicing every day, so you can only get better. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. Like I said, there's not too much. I don't worry about other teams too much.
Okay, so now m- moving on to questions about the game. So the current map pool as it stands, Haven and Pearl have been moved out. So what are your thoughts on the current pool that is in the game right now? Has it affected your map picks in any way? Has it affected strategies in any way?
Um, I mean, Breeze hasn't been played for a pretty long time, so Breeze coming back took a little bit of a learning curve. But Icebox, I mean, I don't think the changes they made to Icebox really did anything. So it's kind of the same map as always. Um, Personally, I was disappointed with the map pool. I think the other one with Pearl and Haven showed a lot more, um, I guess, like strategic potential. And for me personally, were a lot more fun to watch. Seeing how teams, like adapted to Pearl, and then Haven being like a three bomb site map, even though it never changed. I still think it's really fun to watch and play. So I know I get what they're trying to do, like new maps and stuff like that. But um, yeah, that's my opinion on it.
Okay, now moving on to the agents. So certain agents have received nerfs such as Killjoy and Sky, while Cypher got a buff. Small one, big one, you may call it as it may. So do you think these changes in agents will influence a change in the meta if it even exists? What are your thoughts on this?
The Killjoy one, I haven't seen a scenario where it's like actually changed how the agent is played. Um, I think they just have to be like a little more specific with it, maybe. But I think like all the turrets they were using before still work, so nothing huge with that. For Sky, you kind of just have to be more aware, or I guess like more conscious of like how you use their flashes. Only just because you get only two, they don't recharge. Um, but no, I think the agent plays exactly the same as it did before. I don't think there's anything too crazy that was changed. Um, but we'll see. I mean, some people might see more of an issue with it than I do, maybe, and maybe they need three sky flashes for their team to work. I'm not sure, so we'll see how it goes.
Okay, final question. You guys just coming off a championship win, obviously three of you from the old EG squad. Do you still feel the pressure to continue that kind of form this year as well, to still hold on to that championship trophy?
Yeah, I think we all have expectations. I mean, the whole entire team basically blew up. We're all sprinkled around the scene right now for NA. So it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard, like having expectations to win when it's only like one or two players in a whole team. Um, if it was all five of us together, then yeah, like the expectation would still be to win the next champions. But um, it's different now with me and Demon One being two people that transferred instead of just like one. Maybe it's like a little more. You get a little more expectations, I guess. I don't really know how to explain it, but I think with this team as a whole, regardless of like me and Demon One, definitely our our goal is to win for sure.
All right, that's all from me. Thank you for your time, and I hope you have a good day.
Thanks. You too.